On today's episode of Buds Mafia, we break down all the game ones, besides Edmonton, of the Stanley Cup playoffs, the fucking craziness of Buffalo, all the other games. We talk about some news before the playoffs. Sonny Mehta to New Jersey, Celebrini breaking records, what his future contract looks like. Same thing as Bedard. Break down the Leafs media scrums and our thoughts, my personal thoughts on Keith Pelly and why he's on my victim number one board. He's the only person on the board. I'm looking right at it. He's just the number one person on my victim board. And then we get into NFL draft. Jackson breaks down some mock drafts, kind of the top 10 picks who we're looking like, and what the Bills needs going into the draft, as well as some trades, Dexter Lawrence and AJ Brown. And then we recap the RBC Heritage and draft for the Zurich Classic and end off with our bets. Go comment, like, subscribe. Let's get into episode 65.
Tavares coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! They score! Holy mackerel, they score! Morgan Riley! Mo Riley! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round!
Gonna run for it, he got it! And there he goes! Inside the 10, the 5! Oh, the play of the year in the NFL!
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 65 of the Buds Mafia podcast. It's going to be a big episode. Playoffs are back. NHL are talking some NFL drafts. He's clearly ready. He's wearing his favorite player's jersey, Matt Milano. We're going to be talking about that. Maybe we can talk about our golf on the weekend, which was fun. Fought through the elements, but a lot of hockey stuff, a lot of contract talk. Some GMs are on the league, and sadly, there's a lot of stuff about the Leafs I do want to get to, and then we'll talk about pretty much every game one besides Edmonton-Anaheim, which is tonight. We're filming on a Monday. But, I mean, playoffs are back. I'll get right to that's my draft. It's just playoffs. It's the best time of the year. Having on my laptop, I have one game on the TV. I have another game. I was swapping back and forth between the Montreal game and Buffalo game yesterday. It was awesome. We missed the Ottawa game. Well, no, I had it on both screens. No. I had two screens ready. I didn't mean to say flipping. I had two screens.
Some of us aren't privileged to that, you know?
Well, you have a laptop, don't you? Isn't that how we're doing this right now?
Big ballers like you.
Don't you have a laptop?
I'm on my phone.
You're on your phone? You don't have a laptop?
No, not at all.
Oh, bitch. But yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot of talk about a lot of GMs, a lot of coaching talks, Celebrini breaking records. I do want to talk about Leafs Media Day, which is, I do want to have some notes to bring up. And then also getting the NFL draft. I finally have some bit more NFL talk to get to. But Jackson, how was your weekend? I know we saw each other on Saturday morning golf, and then watched the Flyers game.
Yeah,
horrible game, but
it sucked that was the game. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Yeah, golf was rainy and rainy on Saturday, not too bad. And after the seventh hole, and then Sunday morning was like fucking playing golf on the North Pole. If the North Pole was in a rainforest that was freezing cold, it was so wet. Unbelievably, way worse. And I kept saying that it was worse than Lowville, and my dad was like, yeah, well, Lowville's on the escarpment. I was like, kid, everything runs off. I'm just making a point that it's worse. But no, yeah, it was good. I'm buying golf. I'm glad that golf's back. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love the pricing. Pricing still sucks.
Yeah,
$14
will never change.
A little too much.
Yeah,
but a lot of fun to get back out with the boys and play some golf. So
yes,
I had a lot of fun, and then come over after and have some beers and pizza, which was good.
Well, wine.
Yeah, wine, sorry. Yeah, Ryan didn't want to feel bloated because his Achilles is flared up.
That's not true. I didn't feel like having beer. I asked my dad for a bottle of wine. He gave me a bottle of wine. So
that's all right, dude. I don't feel like having beer a lot. Especially in the evening. Beer is a nice afternoon, but in the evening, I don't feel like crushing fucking 7 beers.
Yeah, even after dinner, because after you're even more full, that's when I want more of a lighter drink. You have the beer at golf and leading up to it, and then you have dinner, and you're even more full. It's I don't really want to add to this. I kind of want something lighter.
Else, yeah, no.
But yeah, speaking of, I definitely want to, we're going to talk about for a while, filming some golf stuff, maybe just quick TikTok, 3-hole videos, definitely in better conditions than what we had over the weekend. I still have friends who are still they want to golf, but they're waiting till May. They don't care what maybe because the forecast the week before looked 20 and sunny, and the temperature was always fine. That was never the issue. It was just fucking monsoon.
To be honest,
then it cleared up for a little bit.
Nick and I were talking about it too. It was fun. For as much as it sucked, I actually didn't mind when it was raining because
I didn't care. It wasn't that bad.
When it stopped raining, all I could feel was my fucking soaking feet. Like,
Yeah.
I would have been okay with like a light rain for the rest of the round.
Yeah. We got there. It was the worst was probably the first hole. That was probably the worst.
The first hole was ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's just there's one Marshall out there, and he just laughed. He was like following us the whole time. He was just laughing his ass off. And then when we got it, we went.
Followed us too.
It was hilarious. And then before the round, we each got some beers, and we talked to the lady who's getting us beers. She's like, "Are you at the turn? Or are you going out?" I'm like, "Oh, we're going out." And she's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you guys?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't think we can really fucking pay for this or to get out of this right now." Yeah, but yeah. All right, but a lot to get into. I want to get right into this. This kind of happened right after we recorded last time. The Rick Bowness clip. He said after the last loss of the season, they're already out. They had like a crushing defeat, and then I think they got fucking killed in game 82. He said, "I don't know if I'm back, but if I'm back, I'm changing this culture." After the season finale, these guys, they don't care. Losing is not important to them, or not as important to them. And he kind of they re-signed him. Book.
Boys don't hate to lose.
And then he did extend. He's like, "I don't know. Me and Don are going to have a talk, Don Waddell, the GM of Columbus." And then they did, and he signed a 1-year extension. And I know Zach Werenski wasn't happy with the comments. He didn't, like, go off, but he basically just said, like, "I don't think it's fair to say that we don't care about losing. Obviously, we didn't play our best, blah, 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 blah." Then Rick Bowness, and after his extension, he had a press conference with the GM and basically said he doesn't regret what he said. He still means all that, but he kind of regret how he handled it. Maybe that's an in-house situation. Maybe it's not a blast post-game.
Just fucking blast after the game. These guys hate to lose.
And right now, same thing with Matthews. Like Zach Werenski, he's not a guy you really want to tick off. He has 2 years left on his deal. Same thing with Matthews. He's on a great deal, $9.5 million. I mean, I think he's the favorite to win the North. I think he kind of tailed off the last few weeks, but I still think he's the favorite. Over 80 points, logged a ton of minutes. Yeah. I think he just kind of ran out of gas at the Olympics. Like they were riding him like crazy, and so. Yeah, even that's a guy.
Too.
Yeah,
they're riding like crazy in Columbus as well. You can't play that many minutes.
No, and it's just that's a guy.
Senior hockey expert.
That's a guy you just can't let go. And it's the same thing with Matthews. Like if Columbus is, and with Hughes of Vancouver, if they're 5-20 come whatever that date is, November or December, like why the fuck would I want to be here? His value wouldn't be higher. I think he actually does love it in Columbus. He wouldn't have signed an 8-year deal there if he didn't like it in Columbus. But we'll see. If Fantilli's going to have to get better. Marchenko, all these guys, but we'll see what happens in Columbus. Now the biggest kind of GM on the market, Sonny Mehta, the poker player. He's off to New Jersey, his home state. I think preseason, I was on the Check of a Behind podcast preseason, and we both said like a team that we like if health was an issue is New Jersey, obviously. I wrote a list here of all their deals. 4 years left of Timu, 4 years left of Jack Hughes, 4 years left of Brat, 2 years of Nico Hischier and Dougie, 4 years left of Luke Hughes, which Luke Hughes' deal was just so rushed. I don't know why you gave him that 8x9 so early. He had a great rookie year, but then he's like 21. He's had like 3 shoulder surgeries.
Yeah,
and you have to sign Nemec, who Nemec had a lot better year. And apparently, he's like, if Luke Hughes is getting paid 9, why aren't I getting paid 9? A lot you have to do. It's nice that some of your top guys are getting paid. Like the fact that Hughes and Nico are all under $8 million, around $8 million is good. I don't know. We'll see. I think on paper they're still a lot better than Pittsburgh and Philly. I know there's a lot of different results in come playoff time, but I still take those teams. A lot to change in New Jersey. You'll see if the analytics GM will help them figure that out. Mr. Poker. Celebrini, we're going to talk about 2 different contracts in Celebrini and Bedard, but Celebrini, 3 points in his final game of the season. He passes Joe Thornton for best season of all time in terms of points. 115 points, which is kind of insane. Now the whole talk is about a potential contract.
It seems so crazy, but like
he's gonna make like 16 million.
I had it north of 12.
Oh, I think if it's anything under 14, I think it's a bargain.
Yeah,
absolute bargain. The salary cap can go up by like 40 million, and it's only going to go up. It can almost go up like 40 million in the next 4 years. I mean, I love Kaprizov. I talked about with the whole Kaprizov and Caulfield. Kaprizov makes 17 million. He's like the next Sidney Crosby, and he has a year left. He obviously July 1, he still has a year left. It's not like Bedard. Bedard needs an extension, but yeah, I see a lot of 8 by like 16 and a half. Which again, I think that's a good deal. I don't think that kind of sewers anyone. I mean, logistically, he could ask for more than Kaprizov. For sure he can, if he wanted. I think he'll take the Crosby in McDavid route. And actually, well, to be fair, McDavid did take the most money when he did sign his extension, but I think by the end of it, it was a bargain. I think I'd be shocked if it was anything below 14 or 15. I think that's kind of the margin. I think we're leading towards a 16-year deal or $16 million deal. Oh, 12's a little bit crazy. 12, I think he's gonna, unless it's like a 3-year $1 million, like a bridge deal.
They're gonna get term.
No,
there's no way you do bridge deal with him.
No, that's not a bridge player. Bedard, I would say I think he's still over 12 as well. I think he's proven that he's now, because I think before, I mean, you can say off years, but I mean, his team was shit. He's still getting 65-ish points, but before he got hurt, he was top 5 in points the whole season. And he still finished with like 75 points, 30 goals in like 60 games. They're going to continue to get better. They extended Kyle Davidson, who's been there for the rebuild. I could see an 8-year. He needs a contract, so I can see an 8-year by. I still think 14 is a good deal for Bedard. I still think that's a good deal. I think he can even make more. I think Celebrini's better, obviously, but I still think you can see a pretty penny for Bedard.
Big deal. Yeah, I agree.
And Frank Saravalli, he said a lot of other people have said I think they're done with their picks after this year. I think they're guaranteed not to go below, I think, 3. I think 3 is the lowest they can go. No, I think 3 is the low. No, sorry, 4 is the lowest they can go. Vancouver can't go lower than 3. Because Chicago finished second last. So, they'll get a Stenberg or maybe even a McKenna. I think after this year, they said, I think they don't give a shit about picks. Like, I think they're willing to trade a first. Like, you have so many prospects. How many years in a row are you going to just all right, we got this prospect coming? Yeah. So, I mean, I've heard, by the way, this is rumors coming from Chicago fans, like trading 2 firsts for Brady Tkachuk, trading 2 firsts for Matthew Nyes, which I hate. For Chicago's sake, that would be a phenomenal trade for them. Like, I think they're missing a big power forward game breaker, like a Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Nyes. Because the ask for Matthew Nyes was like 2 firsts and a top end prospect, which I love Matthew Nyes. Is he worth that? I would say that's a lot. That's so basically 3 first-round picks, which, I mean, Quinn Hughes went for like 4. Is Matthew Nyes 1 first-round pick worse than Hughes? I mean, Hughes is one of the best defensemen in the world, right? I think if you're looking at contract of Nyes and, he has like 6 more years at $7 million, that could easily be and it still is a bargain. He had a career year. So I've heard those rumors. Again, for Chicago, starting in 2027, get rid of those picks. Who gives a shit? I wrote down Jason Robertson. He is an RFA. Chicago has so much salary cap. I'm not saying he's a big power forward like I mentioned with the other guys, but he had 45 goals. I don't know what Dallas' salary cap's looking like. I know it's not good, or else they probably already signed Robertson. Maybe they wanted to wait till the offseason because he's like a $12 million.
Yeah, I don't know if I see, like, Robertson's interesting because Dallas, when you look at Dallas's roster, it has quite a bit of star power.
Yeah.
But I feel like Robertson's a mainstay there. It just depends on whether or not they can actually pay him what he wants.
Yeah, because they're paying Rantanen like 12. They're paying Ottinger and Heiskanen like 8 each. They signed Wyatt Johnson to like 9.
Ottinger, this guy needs to fucking...
He's got to figure it out. He's got to figure it out. And he's such a good goalie, but I don't know we're going to get to that, but I don't know what's going on there. Minnesota fucking blanks them. But yeah, Chicago. And then I wrote Patrick Alvin down in Vancouver. I asked Jack's comments on that. He said he's not surprised. Thinks he's a good GM, but he's not one of those guys who's like you're dying to keep or anything like that. So I think you're going to maybe give someone in the minors or someone who's been around for a long time a shot in Vancouver. They got to get rid of Rutherford. That old guy is just, he says what's on his mind. He
doesn't care. He doesn't
give a shit. But yeah, I mean, I would love Vancouver, Chicago 1 and 2 picks. I think McKenna and Vancouver would be awesome. My brother's dream is to have one day McKenna, then DuPont next year, then Celebrini comes home with Bedard because all those guys are from Vancouver. So he has high dreams, high hopes. But
Jesus.
I mean, that's kind of it for kind of day-to-day or just kind of week-to-week stuff. I mean, Celebrini, I think he's going to make like 16 or just under that. Please don't trade Matthew Nyes. Let's get to these playoffs. This was... Like I said before recording, I pretty much watched every game besides the Ottawa-Carolina because that was like the exact same tee time as our golf on the weekend. But let's start in the East. We don't have to start in kind of order of when it happened, but just because it was fresh in our memory last night, Buffalo.
Dude, this was
scenes in Buffalo.
Ridiculous.
I had a buddy there, Matt was there. He said it was fucking mayhem. I almost went to that game, and it was rowdy off the start. Boston scored. I think they scored like 10 minutes in. I think Geeky scored just off a scrambling play in front, kind of a loose puck. Same kind of goal with Lindholm's goal, I think, which was early in the third, I think.
Yeah, it was early in the third.
But I was texting with Matt after the game. I thought Buffalo was a better team throughout the whole game. Like, they had like 40 shots.
The entire game, they were up on shots.
Yeah.
They were faster. Like, whenever they were in
physical
their
too. Like, they weren't shying away.
Yeah,
from
whenever
Boston,
they were in their defensive zone, they were constantly like on the puck, making sure there wasn't any room for the
Tage looked awesome. Tage was making plays. Deline was making plays.
The only thing that I hated in the first two periods, and like I just felt you could feel the 15 years of playoff drought. Like, you could feel them not being there, and they were a little bit like they came out of the gates flying, but then almost seemed like they were trying to do a little bit too much. Like,
the crowd got out of it a little bit. It was kind of like, come on, we're waiting. If we get shut out in our first game,
they started to get booed.
Yeah, they're booing already.
They started to don't mess around, Buffalo fans. But they weren't. In my, the first period, they didn't put it off. Like, they put pucks on the net, but you're not trying to, obviously, first game, put as many pucks on the net as you can, but try and foster some high percentage scoring chances at some point. You know what I mean? And always have people down deep. Like, I don't know. It seemed like it was just going to be a typical Boston playoff win where they kind of get beaten, in the overall game, but they win.
And it was just three quick goals. Like, again, Tage was a dog.
Tage's first goal was ridiculous.
Yeah, he's just a monster. He's so big, and he was fired up when I think his tying goal. They showed him on the bench, and he was like fuming. Like, he was like, you could tell the energy. And I was watching in my room. I realized my dad was still awake watching the game, so I went upstairs to watch it. And as soon as I went upstairs, I scored again. I was like, oh my god. And again, it's one game. I think Boston will get one. Swayman looked great. Just kind of some collapses. That's
Luukkonen
a brutal
looked
loss.
Pretty good too. Like, the two goals he let in were tough.
Right in the slot.
When there was fucking ample breakaways, it was ridiculous.
Hasta had like three breakaways.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. That's the one guy you do not want to let on a goddamn. But like, Boston is going to try to continue to take their head off, especially game 3 in Boston. Zadorov's going to come out headhunt.
I think he was first in the league in penalty minutes. He takes some dumbass penalties. Boston led the league in penalties. I think it was him and Castle were 1 and 2 in penalties.
Dude, it seemed like there was a million penalties yesterday.
There was a lot. Well, Tampa, Montreal, I will get to that. There's 14 minutes aside in a Tampa, Montreal one. But Boston, it's one game that was huge for Buffalo. Like, I had Buffalo in 6, but that is a demoralizing loss. Now Buffalo's like, holy shit, I think a lot of people actually thought Buffalo would lose game 1 just because of the anticipation, all the build. Like, the fact that they came out in a clutch way to get that win, get the crowd back into it. Boston knew they would they need to get that split. Like, I'm not saying Boston's already out of it's one game. Like, that is a demoralizing loss.
I think the other side of it too, though, is that they can outplay you and you can still put pucks in the net. Yeah. So if you're Boston, you're like, yeah, fuck, it sucks.
We had it. You know what I mean? They had it. Yeah.
So I do think you're right. They need to split.
Yeah. But mentally it's good. Mentally it's like, hey, we had that game. Like, we can win that game. We just kind of fucked up. We have that
I think it's going to be a great series.
Oh, I'm pumped. Shout out Marco Sturm. I think shout out Marco Sturm, who said their defense are bigger and stronger when I think Buffalo has the biggest blue line in the whole playoffs. Boston, trust me, they are huge. Like, Zadorov is a fucking mutant, and so is McAvoy. But Buffalo is a defenseman who's 6'8", 250.
Yeah, I felt like you rarely saw McAvoy on the ice yesterday.
He's not a guy who kind of stands out offensively. He gets those he still gets 50-ish points, but he's not Deline. You notice Deline when he's on the ice. Like, Deline, the amount of confidence that guy had was insane. I still think we're still waiting for a Deline masterclass. He still looked great the other day, but I think he's one of the best defensemen in the league. Going over to the game right beforehand, just a sloppy game. It was a great game, but really sloppy. Tampa, Montreal. I wrote Tampa. Montreal wins 4-3 in overtime. I gotta talk about Slafkovsky. I have shit on him for years. I posted a YouTube video, I think preseason, about each division's biggest draft, maybe what ifs, a player who they drafted and 2 picks later, there's a player who probably would work better of recent years. I'm not going back to the fucking 80s and stuff. And for Montreal, I said, because what's their issue? Maybe a second line center. I think I like Kapanen. I like kind of like Jake Evans. These have guys. They're not a true number 2 center behind their dog and Suzuki. And I said they had Logan Cooley right there, who looked great for Utah. And I still think will have a great career. Just signed for $80 million preseason or during the season. But I mean, I think Montreal also needed a guy like Slaf, and they got him. I mean, 30 goals, 40 assists, 70 points, and he was incredible in the Olympics. He shows up in big moments, hat trick, OT winner.
I think the Olympics really helped. Like as much as he was already kind of on a heater throughout the year, like he's just consistent throughout the year.
Yeah.
But I think the Olympics kind of let him
showed his game breaking side. Like it showed.
I think it let him know that he can be, because that team, you have Caulfield, Suzuki, you have all these other guys who have also been there for a while. You have Demidov who's coming up, and Slavkovsky was supposed to be
the guy. He had to be the guy in Slovakia, and he stood up.
And I think that's what it's like, because Caulfield, I think going into the second period, or maybe even like midway point through the second, didn't have a shot on goal.
No, he had 2 assists, but he was not shooting the puck. He had one. He loves those goal line, tries to go above the goalie's head type shots. He did that a few times. If Vasi was just standing there, that's the one goal you can't really do that.
And it is different. Like you got a guy who scores 50 goals, and Tampa is kind of adapted like a bit of what the Panthers kind of were like.
They can kind of do. They can play any game you want, and they can drag you down.
And because they've been kind of shit on by the Panthers a little bit the last few years, ever since they went to the Cup, I think 3 times. But like, you're going to try and shut down that top line, and it lets fucking people like Slafkovsky go away with it. And like Gensel's penalty in the third was a ridiculous penalty for a veteran to take. I get it, you're trying to put the puck in the net, but to swat it out of the air above your shoulder like that and come down on the guy's neck. There has been
so many high sticking penalties throughout the whole playoffs for many teams. So many high sticking.
Ridiculous. Like I get trying to get the puck into the net, but there's a point where you're like, I'm above my shoulders with my stick. Yeah. There's no point.
That high stick on Slafkovsky to me was kind of bullshit. The guy laid a pick on Slafkovsky. I think it was Hagel was wheeling around and Slafkovsky was chasing him. I can't remember what guy kind of laid a pick, and the guy laid a pick, and then he hit him, and then Slafkovsky's stick got like Hagel or someone in the chin, and it was kind of like, what the fuck? And I know we were kind of texting and disagreeing with the call. I'm definitely on board with the Anderson charge now. After
the more they showed it after, I was like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, like if you got to have some time between your last stride and the guy. It was like last stride, I'm going to kill you. It could have been way worse. He kind of got a clothesline, and I think that's Deuce, the guy on Tampa. I think he's kind of done now, or I think he's definitely out for game 2 and likely game 3. But
he's definitely in concussion protocol. He got fucking sandwiched between 2 guys. And like, you could tell Evans was kind of trying to go for the puck.
Yeah.
Anderson was just going for that.
Tom Wilson. He's trying to Wilson that man.
Yeah, he was trying to destroy him. There was like, especially when they showed it, and I texted you, and I was like, I'm not sure about that penalty. Like, it seems a little much. And then they showed it in slow motion afterwards, and it's him looks up and immediately skates as fast as he can behind the net. I'm like, okay.
They showed it from slow-mo from behind the angle of Anderson, and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, he took some strides. But yeah, 1-0 for Montreal. And did you have Tampa or Montreal on that one?
I think I had Tampa.
You might have. I posted our season. I posted our playoff predictions on the Instagram. Go follow. And I think we're pretty even. I think the only one I had Ottawa. You have Carolina, which we'll get to that now. Yeah, 2-0 Carolina. I mean, that's just the way Carolina plays. They fucking. Yeah, I only watched the highlights of this one because we were out on the golf, but they just play, they frustrate the fuck out of you. They skate you to death. They give you no space. I mean, Ottawa was always in this game. They had a goal that was called back, which I think was the right call. Allmark, I mean, the 2 goals weren't fantastic. I think Sankoven's like 5-hole where he should have just stayed low, stayed in butterfly, but he kind of like stayed on his toes when 5-hole. Obviously, there was a great fight off the face-off with Brady Tkachuk and Jordan Staal. Do you think Brady fights too much? Because he actually is a good player. Do you think he fight? I know, like, we love that part of the game, but do you think like, hey, they kind of need, it's 5 minutes, you're out of the game.
This one was a little silly.
I thought so, too. I love it.
I think game 1, I think you'd go down 2 games, and you need a spark, and you're back in your own building.
Yeah.
Then that's different. I think it's very situational. I think he sometimes doesn't think the best before he does it. And like, I obviously think he probably said something to the coach, or the coach probably, like, they're probably trying to set the tone. I just didn't love it for the beginning of the game. And
You're
like
on the road
series,
too, and Jordan Stahl had a pretty good fight, and that crowd was erupted. Like
Jordan
I don't
Stahl
know.
destroyed him.
He got him clean. He got him with a clean.
I don't know
right?
if you saw the one like TikTok or clip, and some guy was voiceovering it, and he was like, "This is why you don't mess with farm boys from Sudbury. Get him, Stahl, and then he hit him with the right hook, and he goes, boom, down goes Kachuk.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think Ottawa's dead. I think they were very much in that game, and Allmark actually did play well. I just think it's just, and also I didn't know Anderson was going to start. I thought it was going to be Bussy. I think Anderson's playoff numbers have been pretty good. He just gets fucking hurt all the time.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like so. I said we both said Montreal in 7.
Yeah,
I said Canes in 6, and the only reason is because I just think for as much as Ottawa has continued to get better over the last few years, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see it happening. I think like Kachuk needs to have the series like of his life,
and he can't do that.
And he really needs to carry the team a little bit, because yes, you have Stutzle, you have all these other guys, but you need that like you're the captain of the team, and there's a big spotlight around you, mainly because number one, the name. Like, your brother has won cups, and your brother is a bona fide like star in the NHL, and you can definitely probably say the same about Brady. But I agree with you. I think sometimes he lets the little bit of a goon mentality get to him too much, where he wants to set the tone and kind of set that old style of hockey, which is good.
Yeah.
But in today's day and age, game one at a away game, first round of the playoffs, I hate that.
Yeah. Like, you're not Adam Lowry of Winnipeg, who's a great captain, but more of a third line guy. Like, you're a 30 goal. I mean, point per game this year. I've missed some games, but like I think his career high.
You need him around the net.
Points. Like, much as I hate him, he's a great player.
Around the net.
And he actually had a great series against Toronto. He had like 7 points, 6 games, scored some big goals. He has a big shot. Like, I understand, but yeah, I think on the road too, especially, that was interesting. But so Canes up 1-0. I think game 2 is tonight. Excited for that. Pittsburgh, Philly. Even though this is the one game we actually watched together, not much from this game. Like, Martone is a stud. He is a rat. I think Craig Button pre-draft said he's a Matthew Tkachuk, and that's what he is. And his goal was a snipe too, absolute snipe. They gave Pittsburgh nothing. They gave Crosby nothing. Gino had nothing.
Crosby was mad.
He was going at Sanheim.
Did you see that? That was so funny. Did you see the clip? I think we saw it when we were watching it. When he's cross-checking Sanheim, cross-checking him. Finally, Sanheim turns, cross-checks him, and then they both go to the box. And then he just turns, "You're fucking pussy." It's like, Jesus Christ, Sid. But you could tell he was angry and frustrated. Like, it was, for as much as Philadelphia suffocated them, like, Pittsburgh was in the game basically the entire game until the third, like the final bit of the third.
And actually, I think it was 3-1. Like, I thought Skinner actually had a decent game. Like, the Mortone was just an absolute snipe. Anaheim just walked right down the middle and had like 3 screens. I forget the first goal. But we'll see how Stu can do. But I'm pretty confident. Like, we're going to see Sidney Crosby in this series. Like, that's just... his stats against Philly is unlike anything we've seen. I think that game 2 is tonight as well, so pumped for that. Heading over to the West, we don't know Anaheim, Edmonton. Again, we're filming this on a Monday afternoon. Colorado, LA. Energy was there. It was pretty sloppy, and again, it's kind of similar to the kind of Philly and Pittsburgh game. Like, not a lot going on.
I didn't watch this.
I don't know if you saw the no goal. Definitely no goal, in my opinion. You didn't see it? Someone threw the puck on... Sorry, it was... Jack Drury was driving the net from the left side, bumped into Doughty, and then fell into Forsberg. And then the Colorado winger down the wing, scored as he bumped into Forsberg. People are like, Doughty bumped into him. He's standing there. If you run into his butt and then you fall into the goalie, like, no, that's still on you. You still caused that. If Doughty completely laid a shoulder into you in the Forsberg, that's a different story. Yeah. You got into his lane, complete no goal. Yeah, even it goes 2-0. I think Lehkonen scored, and then
I did watch a bit of this game actually.
I think O'Connor then scored.
Yeah, he did.
And trust me, LA looked a lot better. I think middle of the season, we're like, fuck this LA team, but Panarin looked solid. Byfield was into the game, but yeah,
it's just the playoffs, man. It's not going to be easy. No. It's not going to be easy. And like Colorado didn't make it easy on themselves. Like it feels like I don't know what it is. They're not scoring on their power play, which is crazy.
They're the best. Like I think they're bottom 5 in the league in the power play. And this may be controversial, but like I know McKinnon won the Rocket and he has the most goals. I don't really consider him like a sniper, like a full on like a Tage Thompson or a guy who really like sets up the one time walks down. Like I know that's great. Like trust me, he has one of the best shots in the league. But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have. They don't really have a complete shot first guy like McKinnon. I know he has 53 goals, but he doesn't have. It's not shot first. It's not shot first.
It gets a little bit too kind of set up and too many passes, but especially on the power play in the playoffs, man. Shoot the fucking puck at the net.
Shoot the
amount of rebounds, shoot the puck.
Yeah, and it's I think you kept saying that in the Pittsburgh Philly game. You're like, can someone shoot the fucking puck? Because at one point Pittsburgh had like annoying. 5 shots. They had like 5 shots.
They had fucking no shots, and you're sitting there. And you're like, man, shoot the goddamn puck! Like what the fuck? It's like watching the Leafs. Yeah. It's like just shoot the fucking puck. Something's gonna happen. And I get it. You got plays you're gonna set up and stuff. At some point, if you've been in the offensive zone for over fucking 20 seconds, shoot the fucking puck.
Yeah.
You're not going to set anything else up that's going to be better.
Yeah.
Just give it a chance. Yeah. Give it a rip. Yeah. And so what if you have to break out of your own, like you have to go back into your D zone? Who cares?
Yeah.
Trust yourself in the fact that you're going to be able to play defense against the Philadelphia goddamn Flyers, which they won. So, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And back to the whole McKinnon, like I'm trying to really. Yeah, I know he had 53 goals, but he's not a shoot first guy. Like he really is find a play, find a seam. He likes like circling around and then throwing the puck on net when there's like 4 screens. He's not a Makar over to him, quick step, rip it. Like that's not really him. In the power play, you need kind of shooters. Kadri's a pass first guy. Makar is a cannon, but he's kind of has to control the whole play. Natchez has a great shot, but he's kind of the same thing as McKinnon, so they got to figure that out. Great teams have great power plays. Dallas, especially in the playoffs. You got to score in accounts. Dallas, Minnesota. I just wrote what the fuck. Like we left the golf course at 1-0. I got home and it was 4. We were dogging Ottinger. 1 or 2 goals weren't really on him. The Kaprizov was just over the shoulder.
I like what the coach said afterwards because they asked the coach. I can't remember.
That was for his own sake. That was like
I can't remember. But like, still, like, do you have any where you're going to take him out? And he said no. And it's like if you go back and look at the goals, they're definitely like a few of them are definitely not his fault, but just the defensive breakdowns they have.
Yeah.
Especially in a team like Minnesota, like that game could go either way for both of those teams. Like you could have a Dallas game in this series where they blow them out fucking 6-1.
Yeah.
Again, it could go either way. It's just the defensive breakdowns in their zone. Like you can't have that in the playoffs, especially with the team that's got the offensive capability. Yeah. Like Eriksson Ek playing unreal.
He played awesome.
Kaprizov was gross. Boldy
they're
gross.
very top heavy. They're a very top heavy game, and their top guys have proven to show up in the playoffs. And if you can't shut them down, they're gonna win. Like, they're going to win. Boldy is one of my favorite. I love Boldy. Kaprizov had a snipe. Quinn Hughes is battling something, I think. But I think he's getting better. Faber looked awesome. And Wallstead, he looked awesome. Dallas had some late power plays, couldn't bury.
I tried to tell Nick to take Wallstead so bad.
Well, it's tough because you just don't know if it's him or Gustafsson, right? I don't think it was very clear who the starter was. But, yeah, you got to think Dallas is going to come back tonight to win this one. If they go 2-0 going to Minnesota, holy Christ.
That's insane.
But I'm pretty confident Dallas will respond. They got to. Vegas, Utah. I only watched the first 2 periods of this game. I went to bed when it was 2-1. Crazy violent game. Guys are going at it.
I didn't watch any of this game. All I saw was the clip. All I saw was the clip this morning, and it was the Vegas player. I don't know who he was saying it to, but he turned to
Cooley.
Yeah, he turned to the Utah bench and said, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." The title of the clip was Nick Dowd, who's like, I don't know, he's got 30. He's talking to a 21-year-old kid saying, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." He's like, if this was in any other arena other than hockey, the person would be in jail.
Also, people who are hating on that, it's fucking hockey playoffs. Like, girl, you're in the big boys league now. Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, from what I watched, Utah. They kind of suffocated Vegas. Utah's top. Cooley looked great, but Gunther struggled. Keller didn't generate much. Peterka was kind of limited. Same thing with Vegas, but then Vegas third period, just did what they had to do. Saw the highlights of the third period, but yeah. I don't know, a big win for Utah. I'm very excited for Edmonton and Anaheim tonight. Looks like Draisaitl's back, which people thought he may be out for a few games of the playoffs, but looks like he's going to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I can see every game being like 6-5. I know Dostal is a good goalie, but first playoffs, you're playing against two of the best playoff performers of this generation. Like, there's going to be goals. There's going to be a lot of goals. It's how you respond in the third period and after a goal. It's kind of what defines you. But yeah, that was a fun little playoff little recap there. The next one will probably be, games like 4 and 5-ish for the next one. Our next two, so the next one we're good. The one after will be after my marathon, and the one after I may need someone to fill in because you'll be going on your honeymoon. So we'll have to figure that out.
I'll do it. I'll do it in the Cancun.
We'll
Make
see.
Taylor happy.
But yeah, but that's a Leaf playoff recap. Before we get to the NFL draft and some other news, I do want to talk about the Leafs, kind of their end of the season media scrum. Some kind of takeaways I saw. Tanev, probably, he was really, really holding off surgery. Really, he didn't have surgery till the playoffs were completely out of the picture. He really wanted to wait. I respect that. He just really want to give him a shot. He's known as a very durable guy. He does not miss a lot of games. So it's clearly pretty high. He'll be back. Tucker Riley still wants to stay. He has 4 years left. I think it's 7.5. I mean, it may take a price onto that to get rid of him. I do think he will waive if a trade is presented in front of him. I think he's kind of, you get to the point, it's dude, I'm not wanted here. I love Toronto, but I'm not wanted here, right? Did you really want to be there?
It's I can tough, see a team though. It's just tough with the kids and everything.
He's got a kid, he's married and everything for sure. I can see a team like San Jose, who has struggles on the back end to get offense. I don't see many other teams. You know what I mean? San Jose. Now, Matthews, people kind of freaked out over his comments. I don't know. I think I can't predict the future. We talk about every market. If the team, no matter where the team is, if the team's winning, players want to be there. That's kind of the number 100%. One thing. And Toronto's a big market. I think every report after there's a controversial or negative thing about Matthews, their next report's just to declare he does love Toronto. I'm pretty confident I think he likes the spotlight. He's kind of that type of guy. And all these, I don't know, I mentioned rumors of LA or Utah. I've heard LA for years. Looking at, they have nothing to give. And if they give up a lot for Matthews, they're not going to be good. If they trade Byfield and Clark for Toronto, which sure, I'll take an offensive defenseman, which I haven't had in a while, and then a young center who has potential, they're going to have him, Drew Doughty, and Panarin, Tempe, with Kopitar retired. Is that a Stanley Cup, thriving team?
It's so tough. It's so tough, especially with how the entire year went. All that people are going to talk about is that. And you got to imagine this guy's coming off of surgery, off a pretty dirty hit. And the fact that he made himself, obviously you're the captain, so you're going to make yourself available for media day. But all that's going to be talked about is that. And I don't really see it happening unless, again, a year like this happens next year, or it gets worse.
Yeah.
If we have a year like this and you make a final push to the playoffs and you get close and we put the pieces together, I could see him.
Guys get better, and guys still get better. But your point out, because the East is getting better. I mean, Philly, all these teams. If you're really pushing, and then last week you're out, it's okay. Young guys got better. We have picks. Actually, finally have picks coming up, stuff like that. Then it's a little bit better. But if you're Vancouver with Hughes and you're 5-30, you're okay. What's the fucking point?
Yeah, what's the point?
My only hope for Matthews, if this does all kind of crumble, is he doesn't pull a Panarin, where Panarin was hey, you can trade me. I'm only going here. Because then LA at that point, they have all the leverage. Why the fuck would they give up a first round pick? It's he would only come here. Why would I give you guys 2 first round picks or whatever? Yeah, that's why Panarin went for a fucking second. So I don't think he would ever do that. Panarin's also 35, so he kind of was just I don't give a shit. I don't think Matthews would do that. And I actually thought his media, he does get shit on for his media and maybe his captaincy, his leadership. I thought his media was actually really good. I thought he addressed questions with positivity and actually showed some emotion. Willie didn't give a shit. His media took a minute, dude. He didn't give a shit.
Willie's gone, dude. Willie didn't. Willie's mentally not there.
I'd rather Nyes than Willie. I think I've said that multiple times. I'd much rather Nyes than Willie. I still like Willie. He 30 goals, still our leading point getter. But talking about culture, talking about things that need to change. We'll see. Then Berube expects to be back. So me and my brother were talking about this at dinner yesterday. So Berube, obviously last year was a career year for Toronto, or at least I think it was in terms of wins and everything, one of their second best years. Matthews, since Berube, has not done well. He's had 30 goals seasons, which, hey, 30 goals, but like he's a 69, well, close to 70 goal getter. And he's elite defensively. There's no shocking at that. People are like, oh, he looked great in the Olympics. Okay, well, you have all those guys around you to kind of
combat that as well, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I wish I had the exact numbers in front of me, but I saw these on Twitter. So again, he's elite defensively. He has a higher quality of competition than Jacob Slavin, or around the same competition of Jacob Slavin, which Jacob Slavin's the best shutdown defensive defenseman in the league. You kind of don't want your top offensive guy to be on the same high.
That's the guy that came off scoring 69 goals.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think he has the similar or higher D-zone start percentage than Slavin. Again, one of the top defensive defensemen in the league.
Wild.
I understand, you got to look at aspects of, icings, everything like that. And again, he is a very elite defensive center. But I'm the wrong person to tell Craig Berube how to use a player. But the year that Matthews had 69 goals, giggity, he was a finalist for the Selke. He can do both, but you can't lean on the defensive side. He's not
No, you need to beef up the back end to actually help him.
He's not a Philip Deneau. He's a two-way player. Suzuki, he's going to win the Selke at 100 points. You can do both. You don't lean on him the one way. Like, the matchups Berube was doing throughout the season was so odd with the lineups. Like, again, I wish I had these numbers in front of me, and I don't know if it was higher or even with, again, one of the best defensive shutdown defensemen in the league with D-zone start percentage and higher quality of competition. Like, that can't happen. He can do both, but we need him to score goals.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. Last few things before we get to the draft. Very happy with Easton Cowan. I do like his future. He has some bite. The last Florida game, he was running guys, I think just shy of 30 points, 60 games. He's now in the Marlies. They're in the playoffs. So I'm happy to see how he's going to do. And then our good friend Nick Alberga, I saw this tweet. And I kind of want to end on Keith Pelly, who now, my temper, Jackson. You know how it can be. He's public enemy number one. He's number one.
Good.
Yeah. So this is the tweet from Nick Alberga. Did some digging, talked to a few people on Leafs front. One thing that keeps coming up, Keith Pelly has his hands in everything. Where was his dysfunction last year under Shanahan? Also can confirm the Leafs didn't wait until 20 minutes before the deadline to call teams. A McMahon trade was reported before 2 p.m. And Berube and Tree Living were always on the same page. Lots out there right now. Not all of it adds up. Dude, apparently, there's this whole article came out of, their Father's Day was canceled, apparently due to budget cuts. So they added a mentors trip in March when only half the guys did mentors. They're like, fuck this. Things within the family, family suites, prices keep rising, stuff like that. It's just, so Keith Pelly's the president of MLSC. That's a lot of different teams. You need to have someone looking after this for you. And the Leafs are interviewing.
Sorry, go ahead.
The Leafs, they're interviewing Matt Sundin, which I love. Not saying GM, he's never done GM road. Have a guy, because I would have liked Sonny Mehta as a GM, but you need a round table. You need other minds. Give an analytic guy, because he wants his fucking...
You need a guy who's going to be willing to tell someone to fuck off.
And that's why, so there's another guy, Mike Gillies, who's... So apparently, for the write us down, there's a good chance Leafs hire a GM this week. It's very close, they're saying. And Mike Gillies, who's an old exec in Vancouver, apparently came out because he was Tanev's GM for a bit. He said he loves him. He said he's tough as shit. He will tell you that you've been dog shit right to your face. But again, you need a round table. That's why I love bring in Chris Pronger, bring in Matt Sundin, because yes, analytics are one thing. Here's the numbers. Here's maybe some things you maybe don't know about this guy. And they're yeah, I love that. But from my experience and what I've seen, you need a round table. It's not one guy. You need a group of hockey minds. And that's why Keith Pelly can lick my balls and get other hockey minds and fuck off. That's Keith Pelly.
That's what I was going to say. The Leafs should almost be separate from the MLSE.
Yeah. He's trying to bring in fucking numbers and compare the numbers to Toronto FC. My brother, don't do that. Let's not do that. And apparently he was going to the trade, they call the trade rooms, the war rooms or whatever. He's going to the war rooms with ChatGPT trades, and people are like, dude, these are clearly AI. You can tell when something's AI. You know what I mean?
You want. That's what you want.
Fuck off with
you
your
want
glasses, you fucking clown ass. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done with the Leafs. Yeah, my pits are sweating like crazy.
All right. Get on to the NFL. All right. Yeah, the NFL draft's coming up this week.
I think Thursday.
I'm excited for it. Like, the NFL draft for me is like, it's exciting, but it also, like, I don't know. I just think the Bills don't generally draft crazy well, other than like Josh Allen. So it's a little stressful. I think overall, like, the Bills need defensively, like, a strong linebacker, a young linebacker that can come in. They are pretty good up front considering everything they got, plus the players who are coming back from injury, like Dwayne Carter's coming back off the Achilles or ACL. Michael Hoyt's coming back off an Achilles. The front is all right. The edge rushers are pretty good. The secondary and the linebackers, we need a linebacker who can come downhill and stop the run, and we need linebackers that can play in coverage, and ideally one that fits both. I've seen a lot of the one linebacker from Georgia, I think CJ Allen.
We were talking about that last time. Yeah, I see a lot of CJ Allen. I like that.
Yeah, so a couple mock drafts. Obviously, the Raiders pick first. I think it's a no-brainer they take Mendoza. And then the Jets go second. We'll do the first 10 picks because that's kind of what's most interesting to me.
Yeah.
So you got the Raiders first. They're going to take Mendoza. The Jets are second. Cardinals third. Titans fourth. Giants are fifth. The Browns sixth. Commanders seventh. Saints eighth. Chiefs 9. Giants again from Cincinnati because of the Dexter Lawrence trade. So yeah. It has the Jets right now, which I think the Jets' needs are going to be they need to bolster up their defense. And I don't know, you take another quarterback. I don't really see them taking another quarterback right now. Right now, this guy's got them taking Arvell Reese, who's
I think it's likely it's him or Bailey. I feel like I'm seeing the most. I'm seeing Reese likely second to the Jets.
Yeah. I saw the Cardinals obviously change the quarterback position. I saw Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals.
I saw that too today. I saw that.
Yeah, which I don't hate. This guy has them taking an offensive tackle from Miami. But yes, the O-line is something you need. I feel like O-line is something you can bolster throughout the season. You can draft well at O-line, but a guy has to be an absolute stud going to start week one for me to want to take him. And this guy, this Mogu from Miami, I probably butchered his name. He's good, but Jeremiah Love, I think a lot of people are super high on him. I think he's going to be a good running back. I do think he'll come in and maybe be a bit better than Genty was, just with the style that he runs the ball with. But yeah, Titans, you need kind of bring in everything, and they're going to draft defensively at start. You got Robert Saleh as the new head coach. You're going to bring in, I do like Bailey for them. Texas Tech, I don't think Arvell Reese makes it past 3. The Cardinals probably won't take defense. If you're between Arvell Reese and Bailey, to me, Arvell Reese is probably because he gets a little bit more screen time because he played for Ohio State. But the Titans need to kind of bolster up that D-line.
All those mock drafts have Jeremiah Love, though, going to the Titans.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And so I was listening to part of my take today, and they had Todd McShay on. He's like a draft analysis, and they had him rank coming out of college. You can't really look at their careers. Coming out of college, he's running backs. And he said it goes Saquon, Bijan, Jeremiah Love, then Ashton Genty. And he thinks Jeremiah Love is fairly close to Bijan, but not quite as game-breaking as Bijan was. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Titans need a lot. I don't hate that. I think it'll be fun to watch with Cam Ward and Jeremiah Love, but I think their defense was so fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
But again, is Arvell Reese and David Bailey going to be there? That's the thing. Do you take someone else like Sonny Styles? That seems pretty high for Sonny Styles, right?
That does seem high for Sonny Styles. So this guy, the first guy, I think it's Jordan Reed. He has Sonny Styles going to the Giants, which, the Giants' problem last year, again, definitely their defense. But I don't, their offense is only going to be better. You're going to get Malik Neighbors back, Darius Slayton. You're going to have a good team. I think you bolster that O-line in front of Jackson Dart, and you try to build the defense around him. Obviously, losing Dexter Lawrence is shit, but you now have 2 picks in the top 10. Pick 5, you take who you want, and pick 10, you bring in someone you go out and either get another wide receiver or I think you bolster both sides of the ball within the top 10, unless there's 2 it depends on who's available at the 10th pick. So Dallas or then Cleveland. Cleveland is going to take an offensive lineman. I believe right now the next top guy would be the guy from Utah, Spencer Fanow. He played pretty well versatile. He's a tackle. And kind of what you need to surround Shedeur Sanders with. Obviously, it could be Deshaun Watson. But at the end of the day, like, you need to bolster that O-line. Your defense can keep you in football games, especially with Myles Garrett. That young linebacker, I can't remember his name every time I try to talk about him. I think it's like Schweschinger. I don't know. But, like, your defense can keep you in games. You need an offense that's going to protect your quarterback, and he's not going to have to, especially a younger quarterback. The Commanders pick 7. You need... This good one guy has Carnell Tate going to the Commanders. I don't know if Carnell Tate's going to make it to 7. Like, 7 is kind of crazy to me. Carnell Tate is gross. He is big-bodied. He's unbelievable. Like, played really well at Ohio State. They obviously had a lot of other guys as well. He's 6'2", 192 pounds, so he could put on some weight, but still, that's a big-body kind of style wide receiver that you want. He can go up and get the ball. He's not afraid of contact. I don't know. I really like if the Commanders can get Carnell Tate and Jaden Daniels is pretty gross.
Yeah. Their defense is
the Cowboys,
so bad.
Their defense is so bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you're going to draft, though. Like, you take Arvo. Yeah. Like, there's no one you're going to draft that's going to come in and be an immediate game changer on defense, especially for Dan Quinn. Like, you have to bolster that defense through free agency, which they did a little bit, but you got to start drafting well. But this is where you just bolster young guys on the back end.
Yeah.
Like, you need to bring in young guys, get them into the system, get them learning the system, and Dan Quinn's got to get his method through to these guys, because I think that was the problem last year. This guy's got a mock trade from New Orleans. This says Dallas trades up 4 spots to select Stoney Styles. I don't see Dallas trading up 4 spots. Anyway, so if Dallas doesn't do that, it'd be the Saints picking at 8. Saints, I'm not going to lie, towards the end of the year look pretty good. Olave looked good. Their defense needs help, though, especially in the back end. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Kamara. I'm hearing talks of maybe he retires, maybe he's gone, but their defense definitely needs help. And I think a cornerback. Right now, this one guy, Jordan Reed, has Mansour Delane, cornerback from LSU. He transferred from Virginia Tech, I believe, but he played unbelievable at LSU. Like that, you need to be able to have kind of a shutdown corner. I don't think this kid would be an immediate shutdown corner, but you're seeing more of these guys be able to come into systems and work pretty well early on in their careers. It's not going to be like the Saints are not going to be immediate like playoff contention next year. I think they definitely can get into the wild card spot. Just that division is kind of so shit, but it's going to continue to get better. And with the way that Tyler Shough can throw the ball, give him some help in the defense and get some stops, they win some football games. So, and Kansas City picks number 9. I hate that.
I see Ruben Bain a lot to Kansas City.
They need help. They need help on the defense. Like, there's a lot of defense. There's going to be a pretty heavy defensive first round, I think, other than like the obvious Mendoza or like Carnell Tate. But some of these defense players, like Ruben Bain Jr., for as much as guys want to talk about how small his arms are and everything, this guy's still a dog. Plays unbelievably well. Was a pretty big reason they ended up getting to the national championship. I really like the way that he plays. Everyone's going to talk about how short his arms are. There are some off-field issues, I guess, that have surfaced. I'm not 100% sure about those, and so we won't comment on what those are because you never know what that could be.
Comment.
I don't know if I want. But yeah, Ruben Bain, I think, is going to be still up there.
I mean, he was supposed to go like second overall until those measurements came out, so he clearly has the talent. And
that was
on
a big thing. I could see him fall out of the top 10.
Well, I mean, like if you look at on part of my take, they said like no one with his measurements have ever had a double-digit sack season.
Pretty tough.
But that became a disruptor. It's not double-digit sacks is hard to get. So I mean, if you get a guy who gets you 8-9 sacks for 10 years in a row, like that's still obviously at something, right? Yeah, and then. Who's 10? Oh, 10's now the Giants. And I see a lot of Caleb Downs to the Giants.
Caleb Downs makes sense. He's really, really good.
A lot of Ohio State and Miami in this top 10.
Dude, a lot of Ohio State and Miami. I want to know where they have D'Angelo Pons potentially. Right now they have the Bills taking a D tackle. This one guy has the Bills taking a nose tackle from Ohio State, Caden McDonald.
Let me CJ.
Right now they have CJ Allen going first to the Bengals.
CBS one says 26th. Yeah, CJ. 5th from.
Anyway, this draft's going to be really interesting. I don't think there's any like true outstanding, like Mendoza obviously is gross. I don't think there's any truly outstanding, absolute game changer. No. Like after like the first few picks, like Carnell Tate to me is like one of the top wide receivers, obviously Jeremiah Love. You have some offensive tackles and guards in there that were going to get picked by like a Giants or these other teams that kind of need to, like, got a young quarterback but need to bolster their O-line.
Yeah. What about Ty Simpson? Because I keep hearing that it's almost like he keeps rising and rising, and apparently he may even go in the first round still.
I could see him going. I could see him going first round.
I could see a team like LA just have him fucking develop for 4 years or however long Stafford has left, and just sit there and then come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, that is. I mean,
LA picks like 20 something, or maybe do they still have their late pick?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think they just have 13.
I mean, if it's early second, then the Jets can obviously get him. I mean, obviously they got Geno.
I wouldn't even hate. Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
you have Dak, and Dak's unbelievable, and like. Right now, who the fuck is Dallas?
But again, we're talking about a guy who wouldn't start for 3 years, and we'll see how Dak is in 3 years. You know what I mean? He's been in the league for a long time already.
He is really good. Like, so Dallas is Joe Milton right now, so that actually does make a ton of sense for Dallas. Maybe Pittsburgh?
Yeah, or Howard.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And Rodgers, I just got the report today, Rodgers is still unsure about coming back next year. I think Will Howard's going to be good, though. I think he can be solid.
There's no real teams that make a ton of sense. I was going to say Philly.
Just Philly, just stay there for a few years, just fucking develop, but I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, again, the Jets,
Detroit?
But yeah, I mean,
Detroit's
same thing.
Detroit's going to take a tackle in offensive lineman in the first.
Jack says, just draft O lineman for the love of God.
Yeah.
Just give me O lineman. Just give me O lineman. Well, we talked about the 10th pick. Like, we got the news basically right after golf about Dexter Lawrence. Like, a lot of people rank this like an F trade for the Bengals. Giants fleeced them. 10th overall pick. It's a big trade, but I mean,
I saw a lot of people saying that, and like I've been pretty hard on, like, especially this year, how many people are giving up like first round picks like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But like the Bengals typically aren't, like, they don't draft great. And
yeah, Shamar Moore was horrible. Held out.
Yeah. If you're gonna go in, you might as well just go balls to the wall. I didn't realize Dexter Lawrence is only 27.
I think 28. But like, he has 2 years.
See what he weighed in at his physical?
He's a fucking unit. He's like 330, is he not?
Try again.
He's not like 330.
He was like 394 at his physical.
What the fuck?
Let me make sure I'm right.
No way he's 394.
Let me double check and make sure.
I swear to God, if he's like ends up being like 290, that's like fucking Vince Wilfork.
Vince Wilfork was a dog.
I mean, he's talking about Hall of Fame.
They're not really giving me his stats. Really giving me what he weighed in at.
Anyways, but yeah, that'd be insane if that's true.
340 is still ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm happy. Like, I wish the Bills got it. Obviously, if that's the asking price, again, I'm fine with not giving up. I mean, if that's the asking price and the Bills were going to give up their first round pick to get Dexter Lawrence, I probably wouldn't have been too thrilled. But yeah, I mean, I think it's
You're
good.
right, though. I saw the tweet. It's 394.
That's wild.
Monster, yeah. I mean, he has 2 years left. He signed a year extension, and I mean, I don't know if he's better than, or what's his kind of comparison to Hendrickson, but I mean, he's cheap. Like, he signed a 1 year extension for, so he has 3 years left, and it's only like just over $20 million. Like, he's a pretty cheap,
and he didn't want
elite pass rusher. Yeah, I don't
didn't want to be there, and he's good at stopping the run. He's good at getting up there. Like, for what the Bengals need, considering they did never wanted to invest in their defense, and they sent away Trey Hendrickson, that's not horrible. So
I was thinking it's a great trade for the Giants.
Yeah, it's a great trade.
Unbelievable trade.
You now have 2 picks in the top 10.
Yeah, and you can actually be a legit good team next year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, last few things here. The Patriots likely going to get A.J. Brown in June. I don't know what the whole deal. Football salary caps and contracts confuse the fuck out of me. Like, I have no idea what's going on.
Basically, so June is the start. I'll spell it out for you.
Yeah, spell it out.
I gotta spell it out for myself.
And also, Trent Williams, 2 years, $50 million extension just today, so they paid him.
Allows the Eagles. June 1st is when the new league year starts, and it allows the Eagles to, because if they were to trade Brown before June 1st, the dead cap hit would be $40 million. Waiting until June 1st allows them to spread the cap across 2026. Oh my God, 2026 and 2027. That's the rice cakes coming back.
Rice cakes. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's scary for New England. That's kind of what they need. They didn't really have a number one. Diggs left because he had some off the field issues.
Dude, I've seen so many reports of that Diggs coming.
Bring the band back together. But yeah, that's scary for the Patriots. That's just what they need, and that sucks.
They need another diva wide receiver.
Yeah. I don't know if you have anything else. If you want to kind of wrap up with the PGA.
Let's wrap up with some PGA.
You crushed me this week. Absolutely crushed me.
Dude, I
my
almost
3
won my
guys.
lock of the week.
I know. You had the Scotty win. I have fucking Tony, Jake Knapp, and Jason Day, and they're all bottom 5. Yeah. So Zurich is the team one. I was thinking, don't worry about who you already have. Let's just pick straight up teams. Because I think it's just so... Teams. Which sucks. You can have the first pick, and there's clearly a favorite team. And I'll let you pick it because you have the first pick.
What's the favorite team?
Well, favorite isn't like, I mean, they're good. They're the best team in my opinion. I don't even want to tell you.
But let me take a little look.
By the way, great ending to RBC. Love Fitzpatrick.
Kane and Lowry are playing together?
Yeah, because Rory backed out.
You know what? I really love Rory, and then he just...
Great ending to the RBC heritage, though. Matt Fitzpatrick, a doll. Second time winning the RBC.
Yeah, a little scary there for a second. Dude, he grew up playing there.
That hit that 4-iron into the wind to like 10 feet at the end there was sick.
Yeah, it was gross.
The wind was crazy. Fucking Scotty hit like a 7-iron from like 150 and was short. Like the wind was nuts. You know, besides that,
dude, I actually have no idea who you thought this team was.
What, the favorite?
That Koepka and Lowry?
Look at the other teams. Are they not clearly the favorite? Hey, you can pick who you want to pick.
No, I'll take Koepka.
Would you not say so?
Yeah, I thought there was like I thought it was like crazy.
No, that was a team. Just because he won, and I think Alex is actually having a good season on the World Tour. Give me the Fitzpatricks. I think I took him last. No, I think you took them last year.
Yeah, I think I did. I am going to take.
Really falls off after this.
I think they came close either last year or the year before. I'm going to take Taylor Pendrith and Mackenzie Hughes.
They did a good Well, no, I think was it them last year? I know Taylor and. What's the other Canadian's name? I'm drawing a blank.
Nick Taylor?
Not Nick Taylor. Oh, Nick Taylor. No, Nick Taylor and...
Corey Connors?
He's from BC. What's his name?
Adam Svensson, Mackenzie Hughes?
Hadwin. They came very close a few years ago. Give me this. I completely missed this team. Give me Ben Griffin and Novak. I think they won it a few years back. They might have won it last year.
I don't care. Oh, good.
Who do you got next? I got my team.
My last pick, I'm going to take... give me Wyndham Clark and Taylor.
And I'll take... I always butcher his name, but Hua Tong Lee and Jordan Smith. I don't know if that's how you say his name or not, but Lee is just hilarious. He's so funny. The video of him coming out of the clubhouse after a tournament in like a bathrobe is so funny.
What was his second guy's name?
Jordan Smith.
Never heard of her.
All right. Read off the teams. Let's do our bets and let's get the fuck out of
here. All right, for the Zurich Classic, Ryan's got the Fitz boys, Ben Griffin and Andrew Novak, Hao Tong Lee and Jordan Smith. I've got Brooks Koepka, Shane Lowry, Taylor Pendrith, Mackenzie Hughes, Wyndham Clark, and Taylor.
Okay, let's get to lock of the week. Last week I had Kings moneyline and Kopitar point. Neither happened. But give me game 3 in Minnesota. I feel like Dallas will tie it up tonight. So game 3 in Minnesota. Give me Kaprizov anytime and Quinn Hughes assist.
I've got
game 3 though, not game 1. I mean, this comes out after game 1 or game 2 anyway. So game 3. What do you got?
I have McDavid a point. That's for tonight. It's for game 1, so it doesn't really work for anyone who wants to bet on it.
You always do the Monday.
I know. I'll do McDavid a point and Oilers dub.
All right, and bet the farm. Give me again. This will be Wednesday night hockey. So give me Kaprizov, Hughes a point. McDavid Bouchard a point, and Sid and Gino a point, which will be in Philly. So I see a road dub there. I've
got Cavs money line, which is tough for the Raptors.
What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck?
I've got... Okay, fine, I'll switch it. I've got Raptors money line. Instead of Harden over 20, I'll take Brandon Ingram over 20.
All right.
And then Nuggets money line, and I've got Jokic over 30, and I also have Anthony Edwards over 30 and Jamal Murray over.
There you go. All right, man, a little bit longer one. Our last few weeks, it was a bit shorter, kind of just building up to the playoffs, but a bit longer one, and these ones are keep getting longer and longer, which we love. But yeah, man, it was a good episode. Playoffs are back, fired up. A new YouTube video just dropped. Well, I guess today, but you already see it. It's on Monday. See episodes drops every Wednesday. Comment, like, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, as well as go follow all of our clips on all our socials. That's Instagram, TikTok, and X as well. Jackson, we'll see you next weekend and a lot more playoff hockey.
Here we go.
Tavares coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! Holy mackerel, they score! Morgan Riley! Mo Riley! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round.
Gonna run for it. He got it. And there he goes. Inside the 10, the 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL.